Hi there, I'm Mark Sebastian, founder of OptionPit.com, and this is the volatility report reminder. This is for education purposes only. None of this should be considered investment advice. Options have risk. So, reminder, if you're not reading the blog every day, you are missing out. You are missing out big. Speaking of missing out big, if you didn't dump vol around 11 o'clock yesterday, it looks like you missed out. Because you can see the Dow's up big, SPOO's up, VIX is down back below 11. Just an incredible move yesterday. We've basically soaked up the entirety of yesterday's sell-off. We're down about $10 on the week. So just a crazy kind of move. A little surprised. Now, why is VIX still being held up? You're saying, well, what's a good reason for it to still be this high? Well, let's talk about who has earnings tonight. You've got in the next week, we have Amazon, or tonight, excuse me. All right, tonight we have Amazon, we have Google, we have Microsoft. So there is three of the five biggest components of the S&P 500. That's going to have some volatility to it. Then in the morning, ExxonMobil. So that's before the market, and our friends at Chevron Texaco. So that's going to be 5 of the top 10 in the S&P 500 that are reporting. So when you think about it, that is a good reason for volatility to be a little higher. We have a lot of volatility that's going to suck out of the market tomorrow, either way. Then next week early on Tuesday, so we've got Apple, I believe, Monday afternoon, and then Facebook we got Facebook Wednesday afternoon, Apple Thursday afternoon. That'll be the balance of all the big companies. So everyone will be reported by them. So if you are kind of wondering why volatility is a little higher, there you have it. So here's some other things that we're watching. TLT seems to have found a floor, but there was some serious selling in the bonds the last couple of days. And you can see, look at bond volatility. There's some opportunity there that I'm going to look at. You then have some companies reporting. Take a look at Celgene. This is one we're going to be looking at today. Yeesh. Ouch. 18% down, Celgene. Chipotle Mexican Grill, the abandoned by millennials, down another 2.5% today. Yeah, ugliness, ugliness, ugliness. But on the plus side, we love our wings, beer, and sports. Up 16%. So BWLD, this will be one we're going to look at. We're going to play around with that one. They reported really good earnings. Amgen had earnings. It's down a little bit on earnings. It was down a lot more. It's down 54 cents now. So they decided, maybe not as bad as we initially thought. And I'm still keeping an eye on the ones that did really well yesterday. So like Visa was one. And, I'm still watching JP Morgan, which has been off to the races. That was my trade idea of the week on Friday was JP Morgan. I bought the calls expiring tomorrow, the 100 calls expiring tomorrow. And as you can see, my trade idea is up over $1. So if you look at the historical trades in JP Morgan, this is why if you're not reading my, if you're not on the email list, I put out a trade idea of the week every week, and it's worth a listen because most of my ideas have been pretty good of late. So yeah, I paid 53 cents on Friday. I just sold it at $1.92. Not a terrible trade. So other names we're going to look at this morning, obviously, There's a little company that our president seems to like, Twitter.
Oh.
And it's up 12% this morning on user growth. I mean, if you want to know what the country is doing, you kind of have to be on Twitter, is basically what it turns out. Because that's the way the modus operandi has been for the El Presidente. So we're going to be watching that. We're also going to be looking at VIX. VIX seems to settle down 1095. I think that we'll see a big leg down tomorrow. And so I'm also going to be playing with SPX. Don't be surprised if SPX rallies the rest of the week. We had a big turnaround point yesterday. I think we could end up right back at 24.75. That's the way it's lining up. So there you have it, folks. We could make another run right back at the close of business on Friday, which was 24.75.21. All right, folks. If you got questions, you can email me marketoption.com or call me 888-TRADE-01. Have a great morning.